no soul to pile driver.
Doesn't bother me. I'm not Leon.
But he's not supposed to do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Brewd. I messed it up.
Just keep that in.
I am, as always, the Wrestling Hour. To my left is Leon Robinson. Say hi, town.
Hi, Tom. I think I just stole this bit. I don't think you know what's going on. And I stole this bit.
That's okay. That's okay.
Leon, we believe is sleeping.
Yeah.
That would be my best guess. He's not here.
Or no, probably sleeping. I don't think he gets up to anything more entertaining on a Friday night than sleeping.
I think he sleeps and poops. Eats once in a while.
Don't we all?
Not the dream though. Maybe Leon's living the dream. Eat, sleep, and then poop.
It's certainly a dream. Maybe
don't poop while you sleep.
Maybe he thinks he's a cat. That's pretty much what cats do.
He does like cats to a weird degree. He walked his cat around in a stroller, which still has me befuddled. Everyone else is like, no, Town, it's normal. Just let him be himself. He's being unique. My response is, it's weird.
It's a little weird.
That's very weird.
But I'm happy that he's making his cats happy.
It's a lot of happiness in a small little area.
Yeah, sure.
You think his cats are happy walking around, though? This is a cat podcast now. Fuck it, let's talk about cats. I hate cats, but let's talk about them.
Oh. Yeah, or my daughter's trying to get me to buy a cat.
Say no. They stink.
I'm trying. I think they're going to wear me down.
What does your wife say?
She wants a cat.
Oh, you're done. You might as well just get a cat and call it a day. Town says, Bud, get a cat because you're getting one, whether you want one or not.
I think that's true. That's true.
Just get a cat. What are you going to name it? Town?
I think that my son would be totally into that. He really likes your name. He really likes the name Town.
It's a great name.
It really is. Should we tell people what we're supposed to be doing here, or should we just keep going?
This is a great banter that no one's gonna be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
We're doing another freestyle, which the other day I realized how clever that actually is that we came up with that, because freestyle wrestling is like I don't know, like off the cuff maybe. I don't know anything about freestyle wrestling, but like
I don't think we came up with that. I refuse to copyright that. That's nothing.
All right.
It's nothing I did. Nothing I did.
So we're just going to talk about random wrestling things that are happening in the world of wrestling. I was going to say sports entertainment, but we probably won't touch on WWE very much.
Oh, I think we always do.
That's true. Yeah.
I think that's the best place to start, though. Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing?
I mean, it seems pretty clear that he's going to WWE, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think that he is. How are they going to use him?
I think I read somewhere that they might put him against Edge. I don't know. I kind of don't care.
I feel like Edge is getting AJ Styles. I think that's just done.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
It's interesting because I see this as a big gain for WWE because they got a star. But I see it as a big gain for AEW because now somebody else is going to get a chance to step up.
Yeah.
It's like a win-win. Like, I almost think in a way AEW is better off without him.
Yeah.
Because they have so many young guys that are going to be able to fill that role, and I think the hard thing for Cody was just finding a spot in that company right now because Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, John Moxley, Chris Jericho, Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
And Omega when he comes back. Like, those are the guys the company needs to be focused around. I think it's getting harder and harder for him to... And I think that goes back to when he lost to Jericho, could never challenge for the title.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was stupid. I get why they did it, and I get the idea was he's going to be the TNT champion, and he's going to make that belt mean just as much, which I think is beautiful, and I think that belt means a lot. That belt's great. I love that belt.
Yeah.
Way more than the TBS. TBS title's kind of leaving me a little flat. But I don't think it hurts them. I don't think it hurts AEW. And it helps WWE, but I don't think it really helps them that much.
I think it helps Vince. I think it helps Vince's ego. Yeah. If I'm being completely honest. Like, I think WWE... I feel like we're downplaying Cody Rhodes' contributions, but I feel like WWE was fine without Cody Rhodes. Like, him leaving was not, like, a big damage to them.
No, Cody, you're right. Because without Cody, AEW doesn't happen. And in the early days, he was a cornerstone guy. Mm-hmm. But I think that company kind of outgrew him and outgrew his style and what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I think they're just going in a different direction.
I would love to see him. I would love to see him go back to the Indies, or like NJPW, or like do the tour of the big guys. He won't. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, but he won't.
No, I'm sure he's going back to the WWE. But then I think of what they're going to do with him, and I just can't see any scenario. He'll come in and it'll be a big deal, and they'll act like it's this huge thing, and they're going to overhype the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And act like it's the biggest thing ever. And then within like 3 months, I can't still see him being relevant. Yeah. I just see him kind of like AJ Styles was. Like, he came in, there was all this hype, and then he lost at WrestleMania to Chris Jericho. For God knows why. So I just that's what I see happening with him, and I hope it doesn't. But it's just their track record. I can't see like any scenario where he's the guy that beats Roman Reigns. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like they're not going to do that with him. Yeah, because he's still not a Vince guy. No, even though he kind of is a Vince guy in a way, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've heard that. I heard somewhere that part of his deal with WWE. And of course, none of this has been made public at this point, but is that he gets a lot more creative direction than most. Like, in his contract, he gets more creative. But like, so what? Like, if he gets creative, then but they still forget about him, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll have that much because I don't think they'll give anybody creative control. And then on top of that, he had all that creative power in AEW. He's had more creative power in AEW than he'll ever have in WWE.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. It shocked me when it happened, but now I'm like, I was kind of tired of him. I was tired of his character, and I thought what they were doing with him was, he's the one guy where everything felt the same. Mm-hmm. Every feud he had, guy comes in, beats him, it looks like he's done, he comes back and wins. It was almost like the Cena booking. Yeah. And it was just kind of like, okay.
Well, like, I can't take credit for this information, but like on the subreddit, somebody. Okay, I came up with this. Yeah. I heard that like he did a promo like a year or so ago about being self-aware. And then somebody else responded, like, being self-aware of your character or how the fans are reacting to you. And somebody commented, and yet he refused to turn heel for all those years, despite everybody booing him. And then the other thing was, like, I lost my train of thought. I feel like Cody, to some extent, got in his own way.
I think
in that he wasn't as organic with the way he was booking his character as other people were. I don't know.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about AEW is the organic piece of it. Mm-hmm. And I think that may be exactly what it is he was so fake. And it was just like you saw right through what he was doing. And the AEW fans are smart. They're a lot smarter than the WWE fans. No offense to anyone that's a WWE fan. They just are.
Yeah.
They get those subtleties. They're a little more. I mean, I think it's a little more of a hardcore crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel the same way. I feel it was just like I never thought he had a bad match.
Yeah.
He's good. Like he's good, but it's just like his character would come out. And a lot of times I'd be like, oh. It was just like a promo and I'd grown.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it's a big loss. I think they have enough going on that we're not even like the past 2 Dynamites. I haven't even noticed he's gone. I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
Yeah.
But it's like, past 2 Dynamites had some of the best shit they've had in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like that MJF promo. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I knew we were going to talk about that, so I jumped ahead and watched it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That might be the greatest promo I've ever seen. It was done so perfectly. I don't know where he's going to go with it, but it was freaking perfect.
Yeah.
That was just the most amazing promo I've ever seen. The delivery, the things, and he's a heel, and he got a babyface pop after that. And it was just like, you felt that promo. That promo was amazing. Yeah. That was one where I was sitting here, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. About 4 sentences in, I'm like, this promo is off the level. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to disagree with you a little bit. It was don't get me wrong, it was a great promo, but I can kind of see, and maybe they won't go this way with it, but I can kind of see him pulling the strings a little bit. Like I can kind of see
it depends, you're right, because it depends on where it goes.
Yeah.
It depends on where it goes, but just as a promo itself, it was amazing. But I can see where you're going.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But even if he got the reaction he needed, if he comes back and he somehow pulls those strings and it turns out to be a screw job somehow, I'm not going to complain about that either, because that's amazing too.
And that'll give him tons more heat. There is a lot of ways they can go with MJF and Punk.
That's the question I have, though, because what do you do in this situation? Because do you have MJF go out there and fight Punk, and he's going to lose to Punk? He has to lose to Punk. There's no way he can beat Punk. After what happened in the Chicago thing, he has to lose. But does he go out there at that show and put on like this crazy performance and then lose by just a little bit and then earns Punk's respect? Because that's going to turn him face.
Yeah.
Or does he where do you go?
Yeah.
And I don't know. And that's one thing I will give AEW credit for, is you never quite know where they're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And when you watch WWE, it's like, oh yeah, well that was pretty obvious. But in AEW, they're a little better at. Because I never thought MJF was going to beat Punk in Chicago. I thought there's no way they're doing that.
Yeah.
There's no way. Because they don't usually beat people in their hometowns. So, I mean, that promo has me excited. I'm excited for that whole show. But that promo has me excited.
Oh, the Punk promo the week before, too, was incredible.
That's what that should be, because those are two...
Yeah.
Those fuckers can cut promos.
Absolutely.
The Adam Cole Hangman build has me less excited.
That I haven't gotten to yet.
Because that one is just along the lines of... What? Like, it just, I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's as strong. Mm-hmm. And I think part of the problem is they spent so much time building up Murder Bird.
Yeah, Murder Bird.
Murder Bird to fight him, which I thought they did a really good job getting Murder Bird in that spot and making him look credible.
Yeah.
And then Cole just comes out and is like, I'm going to beat this guy on the Friday night show. I'm going to beat this one guy who I totally should beat. Then I'm going to cut a promo about how I should be world champion. Except for the fact that he's just lost to Orange Cassidy. I wish Leanne was here. not that he shouldn't have beat Orange Cassidy. Because if he would have beat Orange Cassidy in that match, you pretty much would have dumped on Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
So like Orange Cassidy like got dominated and everything. So he had to win that match, but at the same time, it's like you just lost, even though you didn't lose, because it was lights out. But you just lost, and we're gonna feed you right into a program with the champion. I don't like I'm not feeling that so much. The straight build with those two. What I am feeling is when you added the Young Bucks and Red Dragon
Mm-hmm.
and that dynamic, and then Hangman comes up, beats the shit out of them, and the Young Bucks don't help; they just leave.
Yeah.
So like where we like that dynamic is fantastic, and I
Yeah.
think. Do you turn the Young Bucks face? I guess that's my. I don't know.
I think. Well, I get the sense that they're more worried about what they're doing with the elite in this program than they are necessarily with between Paige and Cole.
Well, Paige has started part of the elite, but yeah, that's what I'm. That's kind of what I'm feeling too. I feel like that's a bigger story, and I almost feel like Hangman's gonna win.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I think he has to. I think Hangman wins, and then does how far is Omega till he comes back? Because when Omega comes back, I know exactly what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Omega and the Bucks are going face.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be great. Then we'll have like the top three guys from AEW versus the top three guys from NXT.
Yeah. That'll be cool.
It will.
That'll be great.
Be
Yeah.
awesome. Dude, Red Dragon's awesome.
I
was sitting there.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. Did you watch the Tag Team Battle Royal or no?
Not yet. No.
I was sitting there. It's FTR, Red Dragon, the Young Bucks, and I'm just like, that might be the three best tag teams in the world.
Yeah.
Like literally, Briscoe Boys maybe, but like they're three of the best tag teams in the world, and it's like, and they're in the same company. Holy shit!
Yeah.
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 My only I love Jungle Boy and I love Luchasaurus and I know what they're doing and I get the build, but could you imagine if it was Young Bucks, Red Dragon, and FTR in a triple threat match?
That would make me very happy. That would make me very happy.
Just holy crap.
I love Kyle O'Reilly. I'm learning to enjoy because he had a lot of stuff. I think he did a lot of single stuff in NXT. I'm just more familiar with his work than maybe I just paid more attention to him.
Bobby Fish is pretty good.
Bobby Fish is good. Yeah,
but he's more of a technical guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the main event from AEW this week, when you watch that, enjoy that because that was a fucking masterpiece. Ain't nobody better than Bryan Danielson right now. Was
that Danielson Moriarty?
No, that was Danielson. What's his face? I forgot the guy's name. The guy with the 2.0 or whatever.
Daniel Garcia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, was that an incredible match. I watched that thing, I'm like, dude, Danielson is amazing. This kid's great. I hope he joins him in the thing with Moxley. I think they're going to do that. I think they're seriously going to do that. I think those guys are going to beat the crap out of each other, and they're going to have a handshake at the end. Because how freaking sweet! When was the last time we saw that?
Yeah.
Like they just kind of like they beat the shit out of each other. They shake hands and they form a group.
Yeah.
Because that would be.
I could see that for sure.
That'd be great. It would be great. Totally great.
But then who else do you put in there? I mean,
I think the two he just fought.
I suppose that's true. Yeah. I mean, it seems a little on the nose, but like, why the hell not? Why not do that? You know?
Do it. Do it. Cesaro?
Oh yeah, I read about that. That's interesting. I don't know what he's gonna do. It would be cool to see him in AEW, but like, does he go to NJPW? Like, does he do the indie thing? Like a lot of those guys, they when they left WWE before AEW was a thing, they toured like NJPW and Impact and all of those places, and then when AEW came about, they showed up there. I almost feel like it would be cool for Cesaro to like.
He could do both.
He could do both. Yeah.
That's another thing though. He could play into what we just said. What if Danielson doesn't want to be with Moxley and Cesaro comes out and he's with Cesaro, and they somehow screw Moxley.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So there's possibilities. I think he shows up though. I think he does, I think he's kind of what AEW needs in a way because he's a veteran guy who can take some of these young guys because that's what they need right now.
Yeah,
they've got so much. It's weird because they've got so many young guys and WWE has so many old guys.
That's true. Yeah,
and then the young guys that WWE has aren't wrestlers and they're unbelievably bad. Like NXT is bad.
Yeah,
like they need a guy like Cesaro to go to NXT and just like teach those guys how to work. But he's clearly thinking, why would I train these guys and have these matches that aren't that good when I can go fight, Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
Because that sounds good. Or, could you imagine Danielson and him?
I mean,
with no, like, not WWE style?
Yeah. Literally, like, for Cesaro, I think you're right. I think this guy, like, you can put him with anybody. Because he's amazing with anybody.
That's why I think he's going to go there. I think he's definitely a guy that'll be like, yeah, we got to have him.
Yeah. And
I think he'll go. Because I can't see him. And he could go anywhere.
For sure.
He could literally go anywhere. But I think they never did anything with him. They never had a plan for him. They just made him have good matches with people and put everybody over. And everything he did good. He got Sheamus over in a tag team.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
What the hell?
The Bar.
The Bar was great, though.
They were amazing.
But if you ever watch their matches, Sheamus did all the work, or not Sheamus. Yeah, Sheamus. No, Cesaro did all the work, and then Sheamus would come in and like be a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And Cesaro would do the other, which worked. It worked for them. They understood what they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he ends up in AEW, and I could see him in AEW on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because he can go wherever he wants right away.
Can he? Okay.
Yeah, no 90-day, no computer, anything. He's done. So I could see him going quick. And I think that'd be a good get for them. I think he's he's talented. We all know that, but I think he'd be a good piece for them, especially with what they're building. But I could see him being with Bryan. Maybe him and Bryan and Moxley, and like two young guys.
Oh, good Lord!
Yeah, it would work.
It would.
It would work. But it would work for so many reasons because they're, you could stick him in one with like Garcia in a tag team. Mm-hmm. That would be great. There's just so many options.
Yeah.
What do you got, bud?
Well, actually, off of that, I was thinking that I wonder if they're setting up a Danielson faction versus a Punk faction, sort of a thing. Because I could totally see Punk beating MJF.
Yep.
And his group disbands, right? Or Punk just sort of takes it over, kicks Spears out. Like maybe he gets some he respects MJF now, and so the two of them and Wardlow have a new group and they start assimilating other people. I think that would be really cool is if they because I think everybody.
I think the issue with that though is I think what Wardlow needs right now is to destroy MJF and be by himself.
Yeah.
He needs to be a loner.
Yeah. I
think he's one of those guys that doesn't need to be in a faction, and I think that's where he's going to head. Is Punk going to stay face? And better yet,
seems like he is.
And better yet, for now.
Yeah.
And better yet, where do we draw the line between face and heel? Because it's getting a little muddied over there, which I like it. Because what the hell is Daniel Bryan?
Yeah. I mean there's guys that can do it, but Punk is certainly a guy that can do that.
Yeah.
But not everybody can.
I don't know. That'd be interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can put anybody with Punk right now. I'm not sure because I don't know. At some point, the fans are going to be like, "Okay, he's here. We're tired of popping for him." They're not going to. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a while, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it is. It definitely is because he was gone for so long, and now he's back, and it's like you watch him come back, and he starts doing stuff, and you're like, he's fucking good.
Yeah.
He says he's the best in the world, and he is. Like, he's incredible. So it's just like, I don't know how long that'll hold, but I could see him going heel,
Yeah.
but I don't know when. Um, I don't know if I could see him in a faction though. I don't know. But you have a good point about MJF's faction, because I think Wardlow's gonna leave. He has to.
Yeah.
But then, like, what do you do with Sean Spears?
That is kind of the kicker, isn't it? Like
he's good. Thing. I like Sean Spears, and Sean Spears is a great worker, and Sean Spears is a hell of a character. But he's just got a spot. He's just got his place.
Yeah.
That's kind of just where he is, and I don't see him like main eventing anything. Because he's just not that guy. And if you take him out of that faction, what's he gonna do?
It's a good question.
Like, really, what's he gonna do?
Like, that is
like
the one
FTR doesn't need that faction.
That's true. Yeah.
But FTR makes it better.
They sort of seem like they're most of the way out anyway, because they're palling with Tully. And so
Tully's part of the faction.
Yeah, but like those three spend more time together than they do as an entire group. Like with the other night when they had like the celebration and FTR came out, and I'm like, why are they there? Oh yeah, they're part of the Pinnacle.
Yeah, it's interesting because they do that with factions in that company.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they kind of get into their own business, and we're not used to that, because in WWE, when you're in a faction, you just do everything as a group constantly.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at like the Four Horsemen,
mm-hmm.
wasn't always the case. If you look at DX, wasn't always the case. Let's not look at the NWO, because they just, But you don't have to always do the same shit as a faction.
That's true.
You just have to have those back. So I think it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go that way with Punk. I guess that's a good point. What do you do? Because are we looking at Punk, Hangman? If Punk beats MJF, you would have to be.
I mean, that's the theory, but like, what you run into like, what's the build? How do you build between those two? You know?
Do you have Punk beat him? Who's beating Hangman? Because that's May. I don't think they should beat him in May. I don't think they're ready to beat him.
No.
But, I don't know. It's really weird. But then after Cole, who's next for Hangman?
I mean, like, they're kind of leaving the door open, aren't they?
Yeah, because I think they're not totally sure. I mean, they might be. You know?
I do.
Do you put Jericho in there?
Nah.
Because Jericho took a little heel turn. But now here's the thing: is when he first came in, that first title shot, he had Jericho and he couldn't beat Jericho. If Jericho is going to go heel, which he kind of is, and you didn't see his promo with Kingston, did you?
No. Well,
no,
maybe. No, I don't think so.
He cut like a sports entertainment promo, and it was great. It was freaking great. If he does that and then he comes out and says Hangman can't beat him, and yada 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 yada, you could build that up. You know, You can't beat me. I'm better than you. I'm a star. You're not. I'm above you. Then Hangman has to prove that he does it, and there's Hangman's next opponent beats him at a pay-per-view. Yeah. That would actually be pretty good.
Yeah, I could see that.
That build could be good because Jericho could do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think Jericho's ever going to be champion again.
Yeah, maybe, but not soon. And I don't know how much more time he has as a regular wrestler. You know.
Yeah, I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
And again, he's another guy right now that he does amazing things, and he at the beginning of this company he held so much. But if they lost him right now, they wouldn't be hurting.
No, they wouldn't.
They would not be hurting because they've got so many other guys, and I think that's kind of what's starting to happen. I think if they lost the Young Bucks and Omega, that would hurt.
They're still a big deal. Yeah,
they're huge.
Yeah,
they're huge, and like I said, Cody fell out of favor, and I don't know what the hell happened. It's just There
are theories. I don't really want to
We don't know.
We don't know. Exactly.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. But, yeah.
Since we've circled back to Cody Rhodes, here's my question. Here's the thing that I keep coming back to when thinking about Rhodes. How can anyone work for the WWE at this point? Like, any of the big guys. Like, you have your WWE guys, Randy Orton, John Cena,
I think I can
whoever.
answer that.
Like, I understand why they'd be there, but, like, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, like, you keep seeing these guys.
Money. He's throwing around a shitload of money, you know, and you know what you're going to get. And the other piece of that is from Kevin Owens. You know, he's our age, isn't he? He's got to be.
I think so. Around our age,
Maybe like a year younger, a year older. Like, he's literally our age.
Uh-huh.
If you're there and you know what you're going to get and you have this place and you know what everything is and you're going to get, Vince McMahon's like, hey, I'm going to pay you $3 million a year. Mm-hmm. Or you go to AEW where you got to reinvent yourself. You got to do all this. And they're going to give you 1.8.
Yeah.
If that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I know what I'm doing here. I'm made here. They're investing in me. And if they're investing in him, they're more likely to use him.
That's true. Yeah.
And then Owens also got the thing where you can't fire me. You have to pay my full contract.
Mm.
Did you know that he got that in his contract?
I did not know that. No.
He got that in his contract, which is what the same thing Sami Zayn did. So these guys are suddenly in a spot where you're stuck with me for 3 years. You're paying me, $2 to $3 million a year, base salary plus all the other shit. If you're putting that much money into me, you got to use me.
Yeah.
And the reality is if I'm Kevin Owens or if I'm Sami Zayn, it's going to be a lot easier for me to get on TV in WWE.
That's true. Yeah.
Because there's nothing. And if Vince likes you enough, Vince likes you enough to float you that money.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still the biggest company in the world. It still is. You make the most money there. They have the biggest audiences. Are they the hottest promotion? Hell no.
Yeah.
Are they overshadowed by everything AEW does? I think so. But WrestleMania is going to have more people at it than any AEW show, and it's not even close. They're going to have 55,000 people 2 nights in a row, and AEW might hit 30 once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's bigger brand. It's a bigger name, and granted, that's because they've been around for longer, but they have the money to do that shit. So I can see why they're doing it. Same thing with Cody. He wants money.
Yeah.
He wants to get paid, and I'm sure Cody seems, and I have no way to prove this or deny this, but he seems like the guy that never wants to be with the front runner. I want to be cool and hip. I want to be where people don't want me to be. It's almost like he's a hipster. Yeah, I like the shitty band, and they get popular. Well, I don't like them anymore. I like this other shitty band. So,
Yeah.
That maybe.
I get that. It's just like it's frustrating to see.
I think that you and I and a lot of fans look at this from more of a creative match quality standpoint.
Yeah.
And you have kids.
I do.
And if you had to go to AEW and they were going to pay you $700,000 a year, and then Vince McMahon's like, well, I'm going to pay you $3 million, you start looking at your kids. Okay, I got to go with the $3 million.
I mean, me personally, no, I would probably go to AEW. It would be tough
for the creative side.
Exactly.
For the creative side, but the other piece of that is Kevin Owens spent all that time in the indies busting his ass doing the creative thing and making no money, and he finally got somewhere where he made money, and now he has the chance to make even more money. So he's like, why the hell wouldn't I just keep doing this?
Yeah.
And it's fair. It's the known versus the unknown.
Yeah.
Like that creative element is it's so important, like, to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's all we care about because we're like fans. We like, the match quality, creative element, but to some people, it's a job. And I think if you look at it as a job, it's totally different. I think that's what it is. I think for Cody, it's something totally different. I do think Cody has that. I don't want to be the top dog. I want to be the one helping the underdog. Even though I don't know how you could ever look at WWE as an underdog, what they have.
Yeah.
But
In which case, we kind of like. I mean, if that's true, then you kind of have to start looking at, is he going to wind up helping NWA or Ring of Honor or.
That would be cool.
Which, I mean, that would be super cool, but like.
But I think at this point, Cody wants to be famous.
Yeah.
He wants to be a Hollywood star, and he wants,
Well, that's the other thing is like he made this big deal about how, like they ran this whole program where he's like, oh yeah, I'm not leaving, I'm staying here, I'm not going Hollywood, and then he left.
Then he went Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's funny. I don't begrudge the guy, like go where money is, like I get that, and I'm not upset with anybody for taking money over having creative whatever. Like I get it, I understand it. It's not what I would do, but I get why Kevin Owens stayed. It's just frustrating to see guys like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn who would have amazing matches with, say, Kenny Omega, or not even just Kenny Omega, like
everybody
Keith
there.
Lee or pick somebody on that roster. And we're not going to see it for now. Maybe never. I don't know. Ooh, the Hardys. Have you heard about the Hardys? Their final run. Which I feel like they've said before. I feel like they've said before this is gonna be their final run.
Is it wrong of me to not be that excited that they're gonna be in AEW?
Are they gonna be in AEW though?
Yeah, Jeff already said he's going to AEW.
Oh, he did? Okay. Well,
and
never
it's
mind
if you watch the show, it's very clear to see what they're doing. They're setting up Hardy Boys against Private Party. Yeah. They're going to do that match.
Okay.
I'm sitting here like, cool. I like the Hardy Boys. I like Jeff Hardy. I like Matt Hardy. But Matt Hardy has not landed in AEW like I thought he would.
Yeah.
Like, Big Money Matt's kind of...
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care. He feels like a generic heel character.
Yeah.
He's like a bargain bin $1 million man. Well, seriously,
it's like an interesting character, but yeah, I totally agree. Like, it doesn't feel like him,
Well, it doesn't help that the people that he has in his, the Matt Hardy office or whatever, suck. They never win. Mm-hmm. They're just there. They're there for fun.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know that I would say that they suck. Like,
well, they suck in terms of winning matches.
Yes.
They're good. Sure. They're good. I like them. Like, I love the Butcher and the Blade.
Oh,
and the Bunny. I think those three. But I don't understand why you would put Private Party and the Butcher and the Blade in the thing together.
Yeah,
I always sit there and I'm like, then you throw Andrade, and I like Andrade.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good worker. I think his character is interesting, but sometimes I don't think they know what the fuck to do with him.
Yeah.
But so he's going to turn on those guys, and clearly Andrade is going to take that over.
Yeah.
And then send Private Party off to take care of Matt. That Jeff's going to make a save. They're going to do that match.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a nostalgic run.
Yeah.
Matt can work still, kind of.
Yeah.
And Jeff, to be honest, I haven't watched Jeff wrestle in a long time because I just can't watch. When they came back at WrestleMania that one year and won the belts in that ladder match, amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of that.
I watched it live with Rangel. It was absolutely insane. It was hilarious. He didn't bring out a suspicion after anything, but he loved it. And he's a big Hardy guy, and I was like, yeah, it's good. That was fun, but then that went away quick, and it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the problem, I think, with him is, are we going to be able to sustain this, or is it just going to be... Because there's their tag team division's a murderer's row. You got FTR, you got Red Dragon, you got the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus aren't bad.
Yeah.
The Lucha Brothers aren't too bad either.
Yeah.
And you have all these young up and coming teams. It's like, even the Ass Boys. I love the Ass Boys.
The Ass Boys.
That's what I call them now. Billy Ass in the Ass Boys.
I love whenever they say that, Billy Gunn covers their ears. Like, don't listen to them.
There's just so many teams. They have so many teams that are good, and I just sit there and I'm like,
but
are they going to come in? Are they going to come in and win the tag belts? No, they shouldn't.
I sort of feel like they don't need to. I feel like
I mean, if they did, they would be the only team to win WCW, WWF.
That is true.
TNA, they won TNA. They had to if they were both there.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even say that for sure because I never watched. But TNA belts and the AEW belts, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But how do you? I don't know how to justify that one.
Yeah.
So I guess it could surprise me, but I'm not sitting here like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I'm just kind of like, meh.
I did sort of have the same reaction because I watched it. I watched the Hart Matty. It's not his name. Matt Hardy had a vlog about it, and
they're not bad and they're creative and they do their stuff. They can't just be the Hardy Boys from 2001.
No,
they got to do something different, and like the broken Matt thing.
Yeah,
was great, but then that played out.
Yeah,
and then when he came back to AEW and did it, it was so flat. That might have been because we didn't have a crowd and everything, but it's just like we got to do something. They got to kind of evolve a little bit. I want to see how they're going to do it. I think they can.
Yeah.
But, I'm not sitting here just chomping at the bit to see it. I'm just kind of like...
Hardy's a creative guy, so I think if anybody can reinvent that tag... Well, I don't even think they necessarily need to reinvent it, but, reintroduce it to the world in some new way.
Yeah. They have to have a different angle on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
They're going to do it, though. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. That's true.
And they'll get a good pop from it. It'll be fun to see, but it's at the same time, it's like, I just don't know. It'll be great for the first month, and then it's like, can we sustain this? Or is this just going to be,
When the Hardys aren't, it seems like the Hardys are also not just doing AEW, they're doing...
No, they're doing a bunch of stuff, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Which I think is good, but at the same time, it's just, they're going to end up, AEW is going to be their home base.
Yeah.
And it kind of becomes, how does that look?
Yeah, but spend a year... Send them to Impact, send them to ROH, send them to NJPW, send them all over the place. Get their, because they're a hot commodity, but there's a lot of these companies they've never wrestled for.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever been in NJPW.
I don't believe so.
Send them
I could be wrong.
Send them to Noah, send them to AAA, whatever. Send them around. Get their name all over the place, and then bring them back to AEW and give them the belts.
Have them debut on an episode of Rampage and get destroyed by Hook. God, I wish Leon was here for that one.
And Orange Cassidy.
We're talking about tag teams, and we're not even talking about the best potential tag team in the whole fucking company. Danhausen and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
That would be... They would make many monies.
I freaking love Danhausen. He's so he's great. He's great. And
I watched a YouTube video of them.
Yeah.
They went to the mall together. Orange
Yeah.
Cassidy and Danhausen.
I watched that.
Oh my freaking god! When he's kicking the fence, don't do that. We're gonna go to jail.
It's kind of brutish.
It has a brood. It does.
It does.
It does. Yeah, they're. I'm curious. They're gonna obviously what's going on in AEW is they're starting to lose some people.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing because they're kind of cleaning out. They got a lot of people, and when they started, they needed people.
Yeah.
And he signed them up for 3 years, and you're starting to lose some of these guys that never did anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like Peter Avalon, who I actually love. He still comes to the shows and does dark. Did you know that?
I did not.
But it's a pay per appearance. It's not a contract anymore.
Okay.
But still, he's on that all the time.
Yeah.
But it's opening up some spots. I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I still think if you get behind a Danhauser and an Orange Cassidy, and you get the right mix of stuff,
mm-hmm.
either of those guys could go right to the top and be legitimate, and could work because they can both wrestle. Holy crap, can they wrestle?
Yeah.
I think Cassidy's slightly better than Danhausen, but they can both wrestle.
But I think AEW is the company that could do it, right? We've mentioned this before. The way that WWE would handle a character like Danhausen would be as a joke, and not as a funny joke, but look at this ridiculous idiot. Isn't he terrible? and it doesn't matter if you can go or not. WWE
I
doesn't
still
care.
say,
Like,
and
AEW
I've said
can
this
do it.
before in our Orange Cassidy episode, is what Orange Cassidy has is charisma and a unique character,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets the crowd in the palm of his hands, and he knows how to play the crowd, and it's very Rock-esque in its own way, because he's like the Rock.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
because he's just there. He does his thing, and he doesn't falter from his thing, which The Rock never did either.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock never broke character. In rare occasions he did, but early on he never broke character. He just lived it and lived it and lived it. And that's the same thing Orange Cassidy does, and that's the same thing Danhausen does.
Yeah.
You watch those guys, and you're just like, if you just got behind this the right way,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be hard right now to have, Orange Cassidy like fight Hangman and win.
Yeah.
But a year ago he fought Kenny Omega and Pac in that main event, and almost won the championship. And when he did, the crowd went absolutely bullshit. Like they wanted to kill what's his face, and I was just like, holy, Don Callis, they want to kill him.
Yeah.
And that was when he almost got that 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was the loudest pop of the night. If he would have won that match, the place would have went fucking crazy. So it's just like it's there, and I fully understand why they didn't do it, and I fully agree with why they didn't do it. But if you pulled something like that, holy shit, that crowd would go crazy for a guy like that. And I think he'd be interesting. And Danhausen's the same thing. I think either of those guys. I think those two they're not comedy wrestlers.
No.
They're unique.
No.
I mean, they can comedy wrestle with the best of them, but they're unique. They're more unique than comedy, and I think it's just a different way of looking at it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, unique. Yeah. I like that word, unique.
Unique.
What else is written down on your magical tablet, bud?
So I wanted to talk about Team Taz. Because not that long ago, I talked about how I was not a huge fan of Powerhouse Hobbs, primarily because I didn't feel like I could get behind him, and I felt that way about the rest of Team Taz. And I feel like since they ran this program with Dante Martin, like they're a bigger deal. And now the result of that is Hook. Like they did Dante Martin. Hook came out as a result of that, and I think
Hook's not even a part of Team Taz.
Yeah, he is.
But he's not, because whenever they do shit now, he's never around.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I think what they realize real quick is this guy needs to not be with those guys.
Yeah. I think it's it's the thing you were talking about before, where factions can be doing different things. Yeah. And then I think if at some point they bring all of that together, they have the opportunity to be like Team Taz with Hook.
I can't see them. I cannot see them. I cannot see them putting Hook back with those guys in any way. Because Hook right now is, I'm going to come to the ring, I'm going to fucking kill you, and I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
And those guys we're going to go out there, we're going to be loudmouth idiots, and we're going to get into stupid shenanigans, and we're going to cheat. So I just can't see, I don't think for a while. I think Hook's a face and they're heels.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
But I think
the program they're running with PT Marshall.
Ricky Starks getting on commentary was fantastic.
I love Starks.
And the interactions between Starks and Hobbs, those two are fucking perfect together.
They are, yeah.
They are perfect together. So yeah,
I absolutely care about them now, and like it just feels like night and day. And I almost worry. I almost worry that that whole, because almost all of that came out of this program with Dante Martin, and then Leo Rush left. And now what do you do with Dante Martin? And I worry that, because Dante Martin is amazing, but I feel like he's going to get...
His brother's going to be back soon.
That's true. He has his brother.
And I think they go right back. That tag team was crazy good. Mm-hmm. I think they go back to that and they go right into a feud with those two. I think that's perfectly built and set up.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you. I've never disliked Powerhouse Hobbs. I've always thought... The first time I watched him wrestle, I thought, okay, here's a big dude that's just big and can't do anything. Mm-hmm. Except he can. He can actually work and move.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's good. What this guy needs is to find his character.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he's coming into his own. I think he's amazing. And what was amazing about him is they don't have anybody else like him. Mm-hmm. They don't have a ton of big, burly dudes.
Yeah. I think something AEW does way better, because you have all of these big guys, and that's not their main draw. That is a draw about them. Like, you look at Luchasaurus, you look at Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow. They're like building characters outside of that. Like, Wardlow for a long time was just this big dude, and now they're like, well, he's getting abused by MJF, and also he has this symphony thing that they keep talking about, and that's a big deal. Like, he keeps like doing the power bombs.
I think that's just them on a whole. They know how to build stars.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's what they're doing, and that's why I do think that in the next 3 to 5 years, Vince McMahon's just going to try to pluck talent.
Yeah. Because
it's all they can do.
Yeah.
Because they don't have anybody. They have no young talent. Well, they have Braun Breaker, but that's anyone. It's just a bad name. You know.
With Tommaso Ciampa now.
Yeah, but like a guy like MJF, Vince McMahon. I don't think MJF will ever go to WWE. I don't think so. Because I think Tony Khan will pay him. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They put in a lot of time and energy and effort into building his character. I think there's a few guys that Tony will pay, and I think he's one. I think Britt Baker is one. Yeah. I think Jungle Boy is one. My personal opinion is the fucking guy that's going to take that company to the next level is Jungle Boy. I could see that. Because it is hard to not like Jungle Boy. And I don't know what it is, and I'm not a teenage girl, and I don't think he's cute. But I watch him wrestle, and I'm just like, I fucking love this guy. Yeah. He's sympathetic, but he's good. His moves are amazing. Everything he does is crisp. And I'm just like, I want this guy to win. Yeah. Like, I don't care. I want him to win. And that, that's amazing to me. Like, I think that's the guy. Like Darby Allin. Darby Allin's great. Don't get me wrong. And I think Darby Allin's a future world champion. Mm-hmm. I think the next world champion is MJF. I could see that too. Yeah. Because I think that's the guy. I think him as champion as a heel would be fucking amazing. And then you could put, like Darby Allin can climb up there and fight him and shit. But like, I think Darby's champion. I think MJF's champion. I think Sammy Guevara's a champion. Mm. I do. I would agree. I would agree. I don't like the idea. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a big fan of Sammy Guevara. He kind of grates me. I think he's got to be heel. But yeah. I think he's got to be heel. He's fucking amazing. Yeah. He's fucking amazing. Like, I watch him work. And if you watch this podcast, he's a cool guy. But I think he's a champion. But I think Jungle Boy's the guy that, like, in 3 years, those 4 guys should be at the top of this company, unquestioned. Yeah. It should be those 4 guys. Because there's nobody on their level. Hook. Yeah. Yeah, but Hook's got some time. Hook's got way more time. Because he's pretty new still. Just let him go. Just keep doing what you're doing. But those guys I look at and I go, man, Jungle Boy is the guy. Mm-hmm. Jungle Boy is the guy that's gonna. Yeah. So Ricky Starks is good, but I don't think Ricky Starks is quite at that level. And Hobbs, I like Hobbs. I never disliked Hobbs. I just always felt like you got to find what he is, because right now he's just a big scary guy. Mm-hmm. Go boom. And now he's got a little bit more. So yeah. They got to work with him for sure. I think. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think Jungle Boy, MJF. I think all those guys they're doing a great job building them. And I think it's interesting because one of the problems that Impact TNA had was they had these guys they could have built on and they never did. Mm-hmm. And they went with the old WWE guys. Now, granted, AEW has some, but Impact never had a Daniel or a Bryan Danielson or a Jon Moxley. Well, it's not even that. It's like when TNA brought in talent, it was like, look at this new guy that we have. He was great in WWE. He's going to be great in our company. He was okay in WWE. Now we're going to make him a champion. Yes. And in some cases that worked, some places it didn't. But what AEW is doing is they're like, hey, look, here's this guy that was in WWE. He's been wrestling for this, for so long. And then they're doing stuff with those guys and young guys, right? Like when Hulk Hogan came in, Hulk Hogan was fighting Kevin Nash or maybe Samoa Joe. Like he was
he was fighting established guys or the same guys that they were doing before. When you see CM Punk come into AEW, fight Darby Allin, that's a big deal. And it raises Darby Allin's stock. It also raises Punk's stock because he's giving a chance to these younger guys, right? You're not seeing the same shit that you see in WWE.
No, that's a good point. But I just think they're so set up if they can keep those guys. And I don't think Vince would ever want Jungle Boy.
No. God, no.
Too little. Same thing with Darby. Though apparently they tried to get Darby in NXT and he said no.
Good.
I wonder what they would have done with him. Oh, you can skateboard? We're gonna have you go to the ring in a hang glider. You're gonna be a flight instructor. If Vince McMahon has a flight instructor, I'm suing.
Next week.
Yeah. Joe, the flight instructor. Yeah,
Joe
I don't
Smith.
know. So, yeah.
That's all I got, Town.
That's all I got.
My notebook is empty.
Send her home.
All right. How do I send it home? I forgot. I think I made Leon do it last time.
You did, and then I did it really poorly. Did you hear that one yet?
Not yet. I haven't gotten to
I murdered the intro. The intro was totally murdered, and I didn't even care. It was hilarious.
Great.
Not as bad as yours this week. But
yeah. I have been Bud. This has been Town. You want to say goodbye, Town?
Bye. We'll see you guys next
Okay.
time. I'm not going to pull Leon. I'm not stealing his gimmick.
All right.
It's about all he has.
Good night, and God bless Orange Cassidy.
God bless Orange Cassidy. And Danhausen.
And Danhausen.